Hi, everyone. It's the Cannabis Closet with Canna Queen and MJ live at 4:20 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's just me for right now, but I'm going to bring in a couple of queens here, and we're going to get the show started and give us some time to get some more viewers in. Do our little intro since Queen's not here to do that. She is en route from Arkansas, I think, or Houston. I forget where her middle was. But yes, so she is going to hopefully show up around East Coast, maybe East Coast 420. And I'm out in the Pacific right now, floating around. And yeah, so it is about that time. You're about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet Potcast with Canna Queen and MJ. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. Today's going to be a spicy one, y'all. It's V-Day. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be part of the hosts and their subsidiaries' opinions. So I think I said that. If you aren't sure, don't worry. We will let you know. Or you can just tell by our faces and the way we're acting. It's time to get this session started. Thanks for rolling up and showing up. Enjoy the show. I'm going to go ahead and bring our queens in. We got the Queen of Terpenes today and Queen of Babies. Let me get them in here. Oh, how am I going to do this? All right, we've got Queen Keisha and Queen Marty. I'm so excited to have you ladies on here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, MJ.
Super excited. We're talking about sex today. If I could have some background music without licensing issues, we'd be playing that song right now, like for sure.
Maybe making music, right? Yes. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day. Do either one of you have any plans or anything like that for this evening?
No, you all are my Valentine this year. Another year of me loving on myself, girl. Yes,
Okay.
that's it.
That's so important.
What about you? Marriage life? What are you guys doing?
We're gonna have a chill night in. Actually, like last month, exactly a month from today, in January, we celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. So we did like all the things that people would normally do for a Valentine's Day. I got it, 30 days earlier. So, I also am a very like realistic person and I do like to chill too.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I do not want to put on the heels. I do not want to get dressed. It's a Monday night. So we're gonna have a chill night in and really just enjoy each other's company. Probably just kick back, play a game of Scrabble. That's kind of our thing.
Oh, yes. That's good. Sharing some time together and chilling.
Yeah.
That's
But either way it goes, it's gonna be a dope night.
MJ, where are you? Because I wish that I was there. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Give me just a second. I'm seriously listening to y'all in slow-mo and catching up. But let me mess with my computer and get back on here. I'm gonna try a couple things here.
Okay, no worries. I just know that it looks way better than Missouri right now. Okay.
That blue sky is just giving me life all the way through this screen.
I know. I'm just living through her, wishing I was there, feeling the sun rays.
Girl, we were just talking about how like we are planning a family trip to Florida later on this summer. But we were like, oh, we really want to go to California. Like California, I feel like it's like our second. It's like our second home. We go there pretty often. So, but we just haven't had a chance to go yet. Really since like my 30th birthday. So, I'm missing that sun, that beach.
Yeah. So like Miami is my go-to, and
got you.
Yes, and
Wow.
unfortunately, business popped up the last time, so I am literally overdue for vacation. So
Yes.
I cannot wait. I'm hopping out of here as soon as I can.
Overdue is the
Right?
word. I literally yesterday I was looking up stuff. I was like, great places for moms to get away to. Cause I was like, you know what? I need a break.
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
need to
Right?
go get on a plane and go somewhere and just relax.
Hmm.
This situation happened right on time for me. Like I literally got the message the week that I was like, I want to quit everything. Like
That's the
and
reset button, right? You
Yes.
need that. Hmm.
and then also just the introspection of like, why am I here? And maybe this is going to kick start some things for me, some more conversations that are going to move me on to the next, on to our next steps. Like, you
Hmm.
know, Canna Queen would love for me to, not be doing clicks and focusing 100%, on what we're doing. And I would, I want that too. And so I'm working on transition and all those things still, like, because I can't just let it go. It's like I hold all the keys, and so I can't just be
Yeah.
like, as much as sometimes
Hmm.
a couple of times I've wanted to, for sure.
Hmm.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so was that what y'all were talking about? And the island, got to get away islands, and I'm in Kauai.
Yeah.
We did.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Like
So
at first I thought it was a background, then I was like, no, that's real life.
yeah, if there wasn't a fence behind me, let's see if I lean to one side or the other. So the mountain right there,
Mhm.
behind me, that's Sleeping Giant, and that is like kind of the central point of the where she's at in the middle of the island, and so it's like the reference point of if you know where you are, wherever Sleeping Giant
Mm.
is,
Okay.
and yeah, it's a cool little island.
When was the last time this mountain was awakened? Like,
I read a thing and I forget when they said that it was established. The legend is that,
mhm.
had, a chief had too much to drink, laid down and went to sleep and never woke up. And so he's there.
Right. That's funny. No, I'm sure there's great stories behind that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's fun. It's been really cool to be here, and I've never been to any of the islands. So,
Mm.
in Hawaii. So, it's been really cool. Uh, let's see. So yeah, I guess we can get this party started. I wanted to honor Black History Month, since it is February, though it should be every day, all year long, that we are learning more about our cultures and, our fellow humans. And so today I chose some women inventors to honor. They are, a couple of them really just stood out for me in one and two ways. Um, One, Bessie Blunt Griffin, just because she has the name Blunt in, and but she was an inventor, a pioneer physical therapist. She actually developed a few things to help with physical therapy. Um, she was born in 1914 and only passed away in 2009. So she's, I want to actually pull up the article that I was reading about her because she had some pretty awesome things that have attributed to our society. Um, and then I'll also, while that's spinning, because my computer's extra slow, I'm going to pull up, I want to talk about. Um, oh, why isn't it here? It was the first. She invented the. I think you actually posted. Oh, here it is. Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner. She was the inventor most noted for her development of the adjustable sanitary belt. So I think Marnay, you posted. Was it that you posted an article? I forget. Someone on my page,
Mhm.
posted about her and her story. Though her patent for the belt was prevented for 30 years, obviously for racial discrimination. So, but amazing. Got a few nurse and inventors. Mary Van Britten Brown, she invented the first video home security system along with her husband, Albert, who was an electronics technician. And so, yeah, those are the two. Oh, Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first American entrepreneur, philanthropist, and political social activist. She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in America in the Guinness Book of World Records. So, yay, women. We're, yeah.
Come through Black history. Woo. Yes. That is amazing. Speaking of, nurses, we definitely pay homage to all of those women that definitely understand that we need to continue to build the trust back into healthcare for Black women. So shout out to Miss Keisha doing great things and helping Black babies and all beautiful babies come into the portal. She's amazing and she has a lot of knowledge. I think it's great we're talking about sex, because what happens after you have sex, if we aren't doing that educationally and, making the right decisions.
Right. Definitely. And I'm so glad to be here and just share, a little bit about my background. I'm a birth doula. I work with families who are either trying to have a baby, or who are expecting or who have just had a baby. So in all of those realms, you definitely touch on sex quite a bit. So I'm excited to share with you, my own personal viewpoints as well as my professional viewpoint. Like Queen Marnay shared, I am in the process of going through my nursing education courses and all that good stuff so that I can, further create positive impact. And one person who I really wanted to just kind of take a opportunity to highlight during Black History Month, and she is somebody who, within the birth work world is very well known, but I would say just in general American culture, I don't think that she is. But Mary Frances Hill Cooley, she is a grandmother midwife that practiced in Georgia from 1900 to 1966. And during her time and her practice, she delivered over 3,000 babies. And she never once in her practice lost a mother. So, those are phenomenal things, especially when we talk about the maternal health care crisis. So, so glad to be with you all. So glad to touch on Black history because, much like, MJ said, like it is an everyday thing, every day, every moment, every second. So thank you.
Thank you for being here, Keisha. And do you want to, and I'm sorry, you said Sacred Borders Birthing Company. That is where you can find Keisha and all her socials. And I've been, following you on Facebook. You post a lot of great information and have a lot of, busy woman. It's spring, it's birthing, it's baby birthing season. And
those people that made babies during the summer, those babies are coming now. And I'm so excited for all the babies that are getting made tonight.
Woo! And so a follow-up show. So join us on Wednesday. I think if all goes well, you'll be able to come back. And Canna Queen has a friend, her friend Chan, who is, I believe, a midwife doula over in Virginia. And they're excited to talk more about, again, what comes after today, baby.
Yes.
And Marnay, tell us more about you, what you have going on, where we can find you. And thank you so much for being here.
Yes, I was going to say, before you get to those babies, you do something that helps those babies come, right? So I think that terpenes are very important to talk about on today's episode. But before we get into it, I am Marnay. I'm the queen of terpenes. And you can find me on social media, Instagram, queen_of_terpenes. I am on Facebook, Marnay Madison. And if you are like LinkedIn, same way, Marnay Madison, definitely reach out. But I am very excited to talk about how we can, help ourselves get aroused. And apparently, stoners are having way more sex than people that don't smoke. So I want to talk about why that's happening and what can we do to boost those numbers for people that are not consuming cannabis, right? So I think if we talk about terpene education, we'll be able to help them figure some things out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So there are also, want to actually shout out to everyone that's jumping in here. Thanks for tuning in. Schnooks, I see you. Dawn, woohoo, thanks for being here. I have, there's 3 studies in the Journal of Sexual Medicine directly related to cannabis and sexual health and reproduction. We did our reproduction show on it, but you're right. There's a lot of talk about terpenes, about the other compounds that are helping and why it helps. From the social aspect, the physical aspect, the mental aspect, and everything that we love this plant for. So. Do we want to go ahead and dive right in? Do we want to, talk about anything else before? I think that, yeah.
Let's dive right in.
Right.
Let's talk about sex.
Right.
Let's talk about sex.
There's no way to set the mood.
Yeah. Let's light it up. And it's the Cannabis Closet with Queens Keisha and Marnay today. Canna Queen's going to try and jump in with us. I'm MJ today and every day. And let's start with the myth itself of saying stoners are lazy, they don't have sex. Let's see, you get dried out, it's not good for you, you can't do it. What else is there? I don't know if this is a myth. I think it's actually kind of they're talking about it, but lowers fertility. So there's and what else is there? I have as a myth. Oh, the decrease of sex drive and experience. So I think that's actually a huge myth there. So what do you think? What do you think, Queens?
Well, I think I'm going to counter that because we're going to add some science in here, So I am going to say that depending on the types of strands that you are, or cultivars that you are consuming, if you are experiencing dryness, during your sexual activity, yes, that could be the cannabis that you're smoking, and you have to understand the terpenes inside of that flower in order to understand why. So although it is a myth, depending on your body's makeup, you have to find those terpenes that are going to make you juicy, right? So of course, I helped you out in narrowing those down if you're trying to get ready real quick for the evening. I also think that it is very important. There's a lot of new companies that are creating cannabis lube for women, so if that's something, if you are experiencing dryness, please do your research and look at these companies that are creating the manufacturing products that have the science behind it, okay? However, if you're wondering real quick before the dispensary closes what terpenes you need to get, limonene and linalool, okay, or linalool if you like to pronounce it like that. They are very high in increasing your sexual drive, and you can find these terpenes inside of some of your favorites like your OG Kush, your Sour Diesel, your Cherry Pie. So these are they're really tasty terpenes, but it does help out. I will say that I was a lazy stoner when it came to sex because once I got done, I was a couch potato and I'm not in the mood, you know. I've had my fun for the day. So with that being said, I was someone that had to go back and figure out what worked for me. So take it from someone who was used to be on both sides, okay?
For sure, for sure. I agree. Same way. Same when I was young, like it was just whatever you could get, and that was, like, and in that sense of the uneducation of just believing those myths of you can't be both. You can't do both. Yeah, and so it's been really cool journey to say, oh shit, yes you can. The first time that I use a sour diesel that was like a true like woohoo, and I love sour diesel. And was just like ready to go. I was like, what the fuck? I'm single. So it was like,
yes.
And so there's even, you can be solo and still have a great Valentine's Day, y'all. Doesn't mean a thing if you are solo. So just
like shout out
as well.
Shout out to the rose. Okay. I actually have not been able to use this product. I don't own it, right? But I feel
the
like
rose.
yes, but I am almost sold on purchasing one. I feel like today is a great day for like single women in the rose. It's like it's your day, you know. So definitely don't be afraid to have some self-care and admire yourself. Make that dinner, light that candle, you know, turn that music on. I went on a date this Saturday. I go out every Valentine's Day, you know, because I think it is important to fulfill yourself because energy is reciprocated and it's you attract that energy. So if you love you abundantly and you're glowing, listen, that those pheromones and all those terpenes working in your body, you're gonna find your perfect match. Smash some munchies. That's a great pun. I like that one. That's awesome. Yes.
I would definitely
we're gonna make a shirt out of that one.
Right, like that's a really good one. Smash some munchies. I should feel like that should be like the theme of the show for tonight.
Ooh, smash some munchies. But that's literally my life. And it's so funny, guys, because everybody's like, oh, you got a Valentine's Day. Like, what? You got a Valentine's date, you know, like whatever. And I'm like, can a girl just be single? Like, is that okay to just genuinely? No, there's nothing set up, and I like how life is, right? But I do believe that now that I am consuming amazing cannabis, I'm like, well, she's been out of retirement for a long time, you know. So I'm ready, you know, to start practicing some safe sex and figuring it out, you know. Listen, my inbox is gonna blow up after this podcast, y'all. I'm gonna be.
Oh God, they were like, "That's the green light we needed."
Right? Yes.
I would definitely say for myself, you know, I started, you know, partaking in cannabis either by smoking it or ingesting it kind of like later on in life. I would definitely say I was still kind of young, but I was closer to being an adult, right? And so I think, you know, the first year or so, it was kind of like what MJ said, you just take, you get what you get, like you take what you take, like, but then I became very particular, like, no, it has to be this level, right? I really started to care about what I was consuming, because one, I'm spending my money, right? So I want to make sure that I'm partaking in something that's not going to have me feeling sick, having a headache, all these other like really terrible side effects. And so I would definitely say a majority of my time as a user it's definitely always been an aphrodisiac. Like it's I think that was one thing I was concerned about, because people were like, well, you know, I hear people who smoke weed have dry vaginas. And I'm like, I do they?
I heard it a lot.
Right? And that was, you know, that just prompted me to want to like drink more water.
I was gonna
Like,
say, and
body,
or do a little more like foreplay and grooving. Like
that
it's
part
all about
too.
other things too. Creating the mood, not just saying, okay, I smoked a joint, now I'm gonna go do it.
But
It's a
But
process.
it's a
and it's
process,
the man's fault if she's dry, no.
help a girl out. Help a girl out. You got ways. I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
So I never thought that was actually a myth. I'm like, so dry pussy equivalates to me being a smoker, But I think that was definitely one of the biggest myths a lot of people just like took and ran with, because male egos are very hard to explain, when it comes to that. So
right. Or should we say flaccid? Because let's be real here.
Well, okay, there you go. That was great verbiage. Yes, So when it comes to that blanket, I think that really came from those small guys with those small little egos, But I do know that there are some women, that experience. There's other, things that play into
Hormones,
everything.
largely hormones. Like, that is one of those things, right, where that's kind of like my arena, right? You have your body chemistry is super important, and what you eat and what you do outside of, consumption of cannabis is really big. If, your body chemistry is off, that's definitely going to create some issues in the bedroom. If you, just from a hormonal standpoint, like your body is not regulating itself the way that it needs to, again, that can show up, in a dry presenting vagina, and so, also it can be several different other factors, right? Like, is this person, going through a huge hormonal change? Like, are they about to start their menstrual cycle? Did they just come off their menstrual cycle? Are they pregnant and don't know they're pregnant yet, right? These are things that, from a body chemistry standpoint, like, there are so many people every day who are pregnant and don't know that they're pregnant because they're so early on, but their body chemistry is different.
Hormonal levels.
Right. Wow. I don't think, I don't think that we talk about this enough. I think that anyone listening is going to learn something new today about ourselves, about females, about cannabis. And so thank you for that.
And that was definitely something that Schnook says in the comments. I was definitely going to touch on, a few herbs that I think, pair very well even inside like cannabis consumption. If you're trying to, get yourself aroused and everything, definitely look into other herbal remedies that help, get everything inside of you flowing. Like Keisha said, there's definitely other factors inside of, that offset or that imbalance that you may, feel. But I do have a question, ladies, and I feel like this is something that a lot of women are really starting to kind of pick a pathway, right? So it's like, am I wet or like, am I a squirter, right? Like, what is that? And like, so does it happen naturally? I'm going to be so TMI and say that I've never squirted before, y'all. I know there's nothing wrong with me. Like, I have great climaxes, but how do I do that, right? Tell me more.
I think the last time I was here with MJ, she touched on there being like 27, 23.
Like muscles or something.
No, different types
of yes.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yes, you got to tune into the female reproductive one. Everyone check out the replay on our Spotify, YouTube, and what else? Apple, all the replays. Find us on our socials. But our women's reproductive health, we did cover some of this, and it all goes together, my friends.
I say pelvic floor health is really important. Like that's extremely important, because if those muscles aren't tight, they're not going to contract the way you need to get the response you need to. So pelvic floor health is really important. So, obviously you can go to like a healthcare professional, like a pelvic floor specialist, and they would do PT with you to get you all tight, right? And then I would also just generally say like yoni steams are really good for, again, just getting it nice, and tight, and like cleaning you out and all that.
What is
and
this? What is this again? What is it called?
Yes, a yoni steam. And
go ahead,
go
Horny.
ahead. Oh no, I was gonna say I actually just did one on Saturday. I was getting prepared just in case. No. So yoni steams are amazing. I actually assist a lot of women with their women's reproductive health systems. So yoni steams are a blend of spring or alkaline water that you heat up to boiling temperature, and then you add specific herbs set towards either your intentions or a specific health condition that you're focusing on. A lot of women, depending on the balance between you and your partner, sometimes there are just things that you're trying to narrow down, and neither person is being, was it infidelities or anything? So trying to narrow down why you may be triggered is very important. So using herbs like motherwort, you got calendula, red raspberry leaf. That was actually my favorite. I put red raspberry in everything. And then you have, let's see, the dandelion leaf. You have also Don Q root is really good for women. So you really just research these different herbs. You can go get them, in bulk at your local herbal supply store. But also, and it was a great thing you said with your Kegels, the yoni egg. So like now,
how do you spell it?
So YONI. So yoni is another word for your vagina.
I think it translates to womb or something like that.
Oh, is it in it's not Swahili, but it is can't think of the name. Yoruba, is it from the Yoruba? I think it is from the African Yoruba teaching. But if there's anyone that knows, yes. But they work amazing, and they help it like tightens your walls, but also, like you said, Kegel exercises. They have different size of the eggs, and they also are they are in crystals. So like you'll have like an amber egg, right? So of course we talk about moon cycles, exactly what your intentions are. You can line your, therapy and your intention all in one, which is really beautiful. So I actually just did a steam. It was amazing. It definitely leaves you refreshed. So.
And I just want to put out there, yoni steaming is only recommended if you are not pregnant and not currently on your menstrual cycle. So it's one of those things, you can't be with child. Well, it's not safe to do it if you're with child. And it's more effective outside of your menstrual cycle, but great during your ovulation period. So if you're somebody who's trying to, have another little one or have a little one, I should do a yoni steam, track your cycle, track your ovulation cycle, and maybe do that yoni steam maybe 2 to 3 days before you start to ovulate, just to get everything nice and circulated and have that blood supply there, so that the villi can move the eggs down, and everybody can have a party.
Yes, because I actually get super nauseous when I'm ovulating, and it is so weird. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So your ovulation cycle and your menstrual cycle, like the days that you are,
actually flowing.
Yeah, actually flowing. Those periods are supposed to be very similar to one another. So when you ovulate, you can feel it if you're really in sync with your body and you know what's going on with your body. You can feel that egg coming down,
Yes,
which kind
girl.
of like mimics those menstrual cramps. And then you also, again, it's a point in time where, again, within our bodies are saying, okay, like we need to be trying to have a baby. We need to be with our one particular mate or the people whom we mate with, and we don't have time
Mhm.
for anybody else. So then that is
Yeah.
why when we're ovulating, we're very particular about who we're around and those types of
Mhm.
things, because really our mind is only triggered to be with the person who we can procreate with. And then obviously when you're menstruating, you know, you don't want anybody around. You just trying to just
Like,
minimal,
handle your
Not
business.
murder someone.
which is important. And that's what I always tell people, like, give your body that space. Like, obviously if you're having painful, you know, periods, like definitely get that looked at, because that's
Mhm.
usually an indicator of other things. But
Mhm.
just general like PMS, you know, things that you feel like tired, sleepy, you know, you want to be alone, you want to be maybe warmer, you want to be in blankets, like do that, because that's what your body needs. When we continue
Mhm.
just to push through and go through the grind and work every day, and it's so terrible for our overall body chemistry, because we're not taking time to let our body do what it's supposed to naturally do without
Mhm.
disturbing it like continuously throughout the day.
Mhm.
So that's just a tip this way.
Yeah.
Which also full circles us to wanting to be in the mood to have sex or
Yeah.
wanting to be touched. I mean, if we're taking care of ourselves in these times when we're supposed to be taking care of ourselves rather than just being like power through that shit, no,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Facts.
then
Facts.
you don't want to be touched. You don't want to, you know, like again, get, you know, like I didn't get to do it while I was supposed to be doing it and taking care of myself. And so now, therefore, now that I am not, I still don't
Mhm.
want you to touch me.
And literally
Yeah.
in my personal schedule, I can tell, because I will have way more frequent sex like between the time period of when I'm, you know, off my cycle and right before my ovulation. It's just like I don't know if I'm giving off a pheromone where my husband is like, okay, every day.
Uh-huh.
It's like we're not even trying. Like, we're definitely not trying. We have 4 children.
Mhm.
We are achieving goals right now. Those are the babies we have it. But we're not like, but still our bodies are like, oh no, we're this allotment of
Mhm.
days, you're doing it every single day. And then that time period in between after my ovulation and before my next cycle, you know, it's like not not as regular, but it's still pretty frequent. But it is nowhere near comparison to before I ovulate. It's just
Mhm.
crazy. The body, but I also try to be very in tune with what's going on inside of me.
You know what? I wish that I could find a product that could just help me. Like, I am a one round girl, okay? And like, my special friend loves the days where I'm like, oh, you in the mood, huh? Like,
Right.
yeah. No, you can count it like 3 times a year. Other than that, I just don't. And so I think, I don't know what type of sexual I am, but I feel like I climax and stuff in like literal interactions and conversation, if that makes
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
So, like,
Just
I
mentally stimulated, like that's your
Hmm.
mental O, like right?
Yeah, so like, I don't need the climax and the conclusion of intercourse, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I find that to be so weird when like I interact with people and I'm like, you don't even know what you're doing to me, you know? But it's like, and then they're plotting on the panties, right? And I'm just like,
Hmm.
no, this is it for me. This is great. And here they go years down the line and they still like, wow, this girl just don't know. And no. And it was funny that you said that, like, that one person that like you want to procreate with or you want to be
Hmm.
around. I really think like mentally I have been like encoded to someone. And you know, I'm like, I don't know what I need to do to like dismember this. I don't know if I want to dismember it,
Yeah.
but I do want to know if there are products that could like, or you know, something that I can do that will transition me from one time town into, you know, woo,
Mm.
like a carnival, you know. Like, I don't, it has to be something. I know that there's like maybe even, and I feel like I eat very healthy, because I was thinking
Take
like
ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, it's good for energy, blood flow, sex drive. Take an extra
I'm
heap
sure,
of that.
and some mushrooms too. I'm sure
Yeah.
some, not necessarily magic mushrooms, but the mushrooms that help with, again, blood flow and opening up our vessels and
now
whatnot.
I took maca root before, and I ended up pregnant. So I need a good balance, okay?
Right. But
So
I
now
would
we need to
also
talk
say,
about the herbs that help prevent pregnancy. Is there
ooh,
there are such things? I mean, I don't know how again, it's herbal medicine that I've heard about. I've never done my own research. It's just in different snippets of possibly how did they do it before pharmaceutical contraceptives and knowing your cycles. I mean, I think knowing your cycles was the first and foremost, and then also I think it was more like, okay, we are
condoms have
having children
existed forever. Condoms have
True.
existed since ancient history, when all they were doing were stopping people from being pregnant and not really stopping too much
Is
else.
that they were using the bladders, the
Yeah.
animal bladders, right? Or the
Yep.
skin, like where the literal, I mean,
The
there's little
organ
in
skins,
skin. Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
So
Yep.
which
Yep.
which
So
I found out it's really just a membrane. Like it's a membrane. So it's so yeah, that's usually what people typically use, but in my journey through like pregnancy and stuff like that, I remember looking into like, because I had so many terrible experiences with different types of birth control. So like I had done, the daily tablets, and that put me in a lot of situations where my body was ready to stroke out. So I was like, oh, can't do that. I'd rather be pregnant than have a stroke.
oh
Um,
yeah,
you know,
no.
right?
Yes.
And then I did the depot shot for a few different settings, and that was terrible because I started looking like Santa Claus. And I know, like, from a genetic standpoint, like my that's not a family gene for us. We don't there's our bellies don't protrude in that way, so I knew
Okay.
something was
You
wrong.
do.
Mhm. And I
That's
started to do a
weird.
lot of research, and that was a side effect. Like that protruding stomach that you get with the Depo-Provera shot is a side effect, and it can have other catalysts that take place from that point. Um, but yeah, I don't know what the herb is, but the way that it worked, or what my understanding of it was, you had to consume it like for a long, like
Daily build
daily,
up.
probably several times a day to get a buildup. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then, also there are other herbs that they use too to and I don't know what they're called. And I wish
I looked
I
up.
could remember what this was, but
Mm-hmm.
it also talked about like things that you could do following sex, herbs that you could use following sex, I guess, like kill the sperm. But yeah, there's ancient ways out there. I just think that, the further and further we get into modern medicine, the further we get away from those things. I would love to go like live with a village for like a year and just study like their sex and their birthing rituals, because those are like, I feel like those are where all of our ancestral pieces really lie. Those
For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
groups that have been undisrupted.
For sure.
Yeah. No, so
That would
I
be so cool. You should do that. You should go ahead and do that.
When my kids are adults, which I'm only probably gonna be like 45 when they're all grown, when they're all out to college. That's what come on, honey,
started
let's get up
young.
and go.
Yes.
That's great.
But no, so like I've never took birth control ever. So it was, I think, like I didn't become sexually active until college, but I think that like even prior to like just seeing all my friends in like high school and stuff pull out this little pack after lunch, I was just like, This is weird. But of course, I am happy that they were able to, have preventative, supplies and stuff for them. But this was great. So while we were talking, I was Googling herbs that prevent pregnancy. And are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm about to stop eating stuff that I didn't know was on this list. But anyway, so first up, we have Queen Anne's lace, which is also called the wild carrot seed. So, and this actually prevents the implementation of the egg, and it does that by disrupting the progesterone. Help me out, Keisha. Is it progesterone?
You got it. You got it.
The progesterone synthesis. Okay. So that's to actually stop implementation of the egg. So then we have cotton root bark. It is a dried herb. And it says you take this as a tea or in boiled water, and it stimulates the release of the hormone oxytocin that prevents pregnancy. So that's good to know, for like.
And oxytocin is the hormone you need to go into labor.
Oh, okay. So it just like cuts that right off. Like, nope, we ain't even getting that far. But this was the eye raiser for me. Cannabis growers, are you ready? Neem. Okay, so neem is a spermicidal herb which has been used for, it says, ancient times as a contraceptive. So I think, like you said, the ancestral, remedy. Neem was probably one of the most go-tos for that.
Neem is also a way to treat yeast infections.
Yes, yep, that is very true. So, and it says both males and females can take a neem extract or an oil to use as a contraceptive to prevent pregnancy. So, listen, I'm writing this stuff down. Like I said, I do not take birth control, but I am so in tune with my flow. I love my flow. We dance, we sing, we party. It's very important to embrace yourself when you are in that time of the month. I went on a trip to Puerto Rico, and I met a group of women who actually track their cycles by the temperature of their bodies in the morning. And over a period of time of like, they use like literally the graph sheets that we used to do for like coordinates, in school. And they like track, every day where their temperature was, and over an amount of 3 months of calculating this information, they now know that when their temperature is at this point and this time, the week, this is when they are ovulating. And ovulating. And I'm just like, my gosh, like, how do you and they're just using tools, right? And resources in their bodies. So just imagine how far, modernization inside of, health has gone, and we can still learn and be in tune with our bodies by using simple things around us, Yeah.
And that's the thing, like you talked about, like, kind of like being one with your cycle and just feeling what's happening. And that's so important because, our cycles are also supposed to be a huge indicator of our overall body health, right? So if we're feeling off, or like, for example, in my particular situation, all throughout, my adolescence, when I was having a cycle, but I wasn't sexually active, my cycle came, it was good. There were no issues. I wasn't on like any type of birth control. However, once I became sexually active, I made the move to put myself on birth control, and that obviously changed the nature of my cycle. And then after I started having children, I started to notice, like my cycles were more painful. They hurt. They, were almost debilitating. And I'm like, this isn't normal. And so, that made me push myself to go and get looked at. And I encountered what several Black women who are either childbirthing age or who have had children experience, and that was an ovarian cyst. And so caught it very, very early on, to where I was able to do a lot of preventative work. And, and that means like not in a medical sense, in a herbal sense,
Mm-hmm.
and really take charge of my reproductive health and kind of reverse those things that I was feeling. So now, when I have my cycle, it doesn't feel like I'm about to die. It doesn't feel like, I'm living in hell for 5 to 6 days. So, it's so important to also be aware of what's going on with your cycle,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a huge read on your reproductive health.
Yes.
Right. I mean, now, so let's talk about men and their sexual
Mm-hmm.
reproductive health. Since we're talking about women and how cannabis helps us, there is actual one of the studies is talks about how cannabis um, is actually it does. Let me pull up the actual title of the article about women and the use of cannabis and how it increases our desire and want to have sex. But let's talk about men and cannabis and
Mm-hmm.
their reproductive health, and what does it is it a myth or is it a truth that it could
Mm-hmm.
lead to infertility or lessen of sperm count. Anything you can offer there?
Yes, so I think that is great that we include men, of course, inside this sex positive conversation. Um, Phallus steaming is equivalent to yoni steaming, okay? It is very, very, very important for men to steam their phallus. We talk about that. We talk about energies, health, and then also being able to increase your reproduction and to also learn yourself too. It is very important to be connected with your body. So these same herbs that we are explaining, for women to use for their reproductive health, you are able to basically find like certain types of natural washes that basically is like a foam for your phallus, and then you would steam it. Obviously, please don't put your penis in boiling hot water because that won't be good for you, okay? So make sure that you have measured how far away you need to be from the steam and the water. Remember, you may get aroused, so just be careful. I am not subject to any third-degree burns that you will experience. But yes, so we are and I think semen retention is very important when we talk about, having sex overall. I think having sex, there needs to be a goal attached to the climax, right? And I think everyone is different. We have some people that have casual sex, and we have some people that are, having sex for intention. Please make sure you are balanced with those energies, because then you do yourself a disservice, so please be honest inside of interactions. But most importantly, men, you all have a very important role, and that is to make sure that you don't throw off our pH balance, right? So we are trusting you to take your health into consideration and actually go to the doctor annually. Make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do. Most importantly, if you have multiple sex partners, please be health conscious, be honest with your partners, because that matters. The most important part is making sure that you wrap up. But I don't think a lot of men have concerns about the actual reproductive part, but maybe they may have issues, with being aroused or, being stimulated. There are several herbs that help inside of this. Lobella is a great herb to use. You can use it. You can consume it as a tea as well. Maca root is amazing if you are, someone who is struggling. You don't want to look into Viagra. You feel as though you're a little too young for that. please seek out natural remedies and herbal remedies before you go into, the gas station and ask for certain products, because you don't really know if it's been tested properly or who it was manufactured from. So definitely start, with the simple Google search of natural remedies. And if you definitely have any questions about, sex, and then also in regards to, being able to be open-minded, I am definitely here. I think it is important to make sure that we have sex positive conversations, but most importantly, that we are aware of everyone being different, and needing or having different needs when we talk about sex. So having a safe space to discuss your concerns is very important. So please reach out if you have any questions. Our comment section is going a little crazy here.
It is going a little crazy. I cannot, I wasn't keeping up because I actually wanted to, there was a little blurb just about erectile dysfunction and cannabis and how it can assist with that. And it really goes along with again, opening up of blood vessels, helping with circulation and, again, getting that blood flowing, because isn't that how it works?
Yes. And I've never heard a man say that, smoking weed cause, any dysfunction, for him. So I would be eager to see how, what are myths like, for men that, consume cannabis. I've never heard a woman say, that there were issues because he's a cannabis consumer. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, cannabis can help us like from start, like from beginning to end of the whole process, right? I'm going to help, it's going to help me get out there and get social and, the way that I use it for my energy and, and already, again, knowing a strain that gets you going, makes you, brings you out. Like for me, I use, I do how where I'm like, it does make me more, and I'm like, more outgoing than I typically am when I'm very reserved. I tend to, just like to watch. I'll engage if you engage me, but I'm not necessarily like putting myself out there to be approached, even though I'm like, you can approach me. Most people are like, I ain't approaching her.
And you didn't look approachable.
As much as I try. And then, moving on into, again, feeling good in the bedroom, reducing that anxiety, if I have anxiety about like hooking up or doing whatever. And then post-coital, of course, I'm going to be like rolling up, and you can, again, choose your cultivar that helps, like bring you down, chill a little bit. And then, so that's my take on how cannabis helps us, on Valentine's Day and every day.
And terpene candles today, guys. If you've never had a weed candle, definitely don't miss out for it next Valentine's Day or the random date with your boo. They're filled with aromatherapy. They have all the terpenes that you need to set the mood, and while we were Forbes just rolled out, this article the other day, like, about consumers and how people that smoke weed are having, more sex than people that do not. So like we are making a lot of trajectory in this country, in this world, guys, just by breaking down the barriers about the plant. And now we're just really like everywhere you go, there's something about cannabis, in a different industry, or a different market. So I was very happy to see that they took time out to break down the percentage of, people having sex that consume cannabis versus those that are not and are living apparently really boring lives, But it is good to know that there's tons of like CBD that you all can use as well as topicals. Like we said, using like the different CBD lubes that they have, or THC infused lubes. They're great for oral sex as well. There are a lot of THC infused, oral products. I think it's important, that we are able to, use these products. If we're smokers, we want to have the entire effect, from beginning to end. So being able to have those for play products, and then during, and then you finish it off with that nice blunt or that J, and then lights out, right?
It's a whole new use for a tincture there in my head. I just never.
Well, you just drip it right in. Yes, but imagine, you have like blackberry kush terpenes, right? And even like the edible panties. You do a terpene infused edible panty. Now, listen, there's just so much fun we can have. Come over to the green side.
Do those exist, girl? Because if not, you better go ahead and get a patent on that shit right now. You just put that energy out into the universe, and someone's gonna scoop it up.
I did. No, go for it. Just let me be the model. We can build the OnlyFans together. Just give me the product for free. I got you. Okay.
We said it here. That idea started here.
That's right. Look,
right here.
We'll have to show them
with
proof,
the
right?
Terpenes.
Yes, no, that'd be so much fun. But I love the fact that, you all provide a platform for these kind of conversations. We are adults living in a big world, and when we educate each other on making great decisions for round, we are continuing to stimulate and create awesome people, and let's be real, sex is very important,
Like just 420, just real quick.
Hey,
so light it up if you got one. And then I think if we can, if y'all are cool to hang on for a little bit longer and keep the conversation going, I think Canna Queen's going to be able to show up around 5:45 or so.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's up to y'all. I feel like we still have a lot we could talk about, and even if it's just down to there's aphrodisiac chocolates on the market. I think, again, touching on that, those that don't have access to legal THC products, CBD and CBD bath bombs and massage oils and candles, are all again contribute to what you're already doing and ingesting, and play with that too. So
and then the terpene myrcene is very important. A lot of people talk about how it stimulates and it increases their high, but they're inside of the myrcene terpene. It has brain barrier properties, so it's able to intensify, those signals to your brain. So even when you're talking about, being aroused and everything, having a product that's high in myrcene, and then also obviously consuming fruit, that plays a major part in your sexual experience. So definitely make sure that you have a great terpene diet with fruits and vegetables and a lot of water. So I'm 80% vegan now. Okay. I'm almost fully there, but I would definitely say that I saw an increase of so much great things when I started making healthy diet decisions. And one of those was my sex life, so definitely, if you think, even subconsciously, if mental health is overall, so if you believe, that your brain or your thought process is holding you back from your sexual experience, it's important to, take control of that and talk to someone, because these are common issues. I've just been the most honest person ever within this hour, right? So I believe that, there's people like you and I that are suffering from things, and until we talk about them, until we feel safe about talking about it, we won't, get to where we need to be. So, and these beautiful ladies have individually helped me get to where I'm going, inside of being a woman. So this has been amazing.
Thank you so much, you guys. I'm gonna actually have to hop off. I think one of my people are about to have their baby, so I just need to be like super focused, okay? But thank you for having
so
me.
Much.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Thank you. See you later.
Wow. Yay,
but
that was so cool.
Babies are coming.
I was kind of hoping that, as much as I wanted her to like hang on, I was like, she's gonna leave while we have like she's gotta go. she's gonna have to go. Like, yeah.
Yes.
So
but
cool.
No, I think it's amazing. Like, someone's gonna have a baby. Hopefully it come on Valentine's Day. That's so cute. Yes.
Oh my gosh, they'd have to. Oh yeah, gotta be ready. That's well. What time is it there? It's.
Oh, it's 6:30 here. Almost 6:30
there. Okay, yeah, and I'm over. It's actually 5:42 where I am. I think it's 2:00 where I am, and so But yeah, so what is your favorite cultivar or routine to get you in the mood? Like I'm a sour diesel girl, and that seems to be a good. Diesels seem to be a good go for me. Like, what do you?
No, so I mean, that's really a great question. Like I said, it's not really like cannabis for me that like gets me in the mood. So I think I'm one of those people who actually have to use like a topical or something in order to get that, that the epidermal, consumption of it. So for me, I actually use it's a product. I was actually trying to Google it because I don't have a picture here, but Foria is an amazing company. If you haven't heard about them yet, so very upscale, but like a luxury, sexual, product line that infuses cannabis. I personally just started using them a few months ago, so I've been liking the results so far. But I also think that big play comes in with like your partner. Like if you're in tune and you're in sync, with the person that you are having sex with, then there's no other product in the world better than the energy that you two, exchange. So for some people, if you do have to explore products, there's some amazing ones out there. Definitely make sure you look at labels and make sure you research what you are putting into your body. That is very important.
Indeed. Don't just think that because it's cannabis and an oil that it's safe to put inside yourself or ingest in other ways if you're using it in all, aspects. So yes, read your labels, be aware of what you're using. And again, there's internal, again, there's a company that does like they call them love and, chocolates, and they're infused with other herbs that kind of help, again, get the mood going. And they are on the, adult use, and they are THC infused, and I believe they have some medical stuff too. But yeah. So
I've never heard of those, so that's amazing. I see some. They said sexy chocolate and champagne. Looks like the THC infused chocolate. Wow, I'm gonna have to look more into this. That's really cool.
I want to say it's 1609 is the chocolate company. They do.
1906.
1906.
Yes.
Probably. Yep. That would sound
okay.
I know it's
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know they made chocolate, but they have. So I like their pills. Their chill pills. So So cute. But they have was it like 4 different colors now? But each one has their own. So they have like relax, so it's a relax pill. And then you have like a mood pill if you want to, up your mood and stuff. And at first I was like, oh, not saying they wouldn't work, but I just, thought, well, big body mass, 1 pill. But they were great, actually. I cannot wait to actually, do retail with them in Oklahoma. So we'll be carrying 1906. Yes, we're very excited. Yes,
they are. So I think it's their Love. It's called Love. So going along the line of that, and it's their packaging is a beast to get into.
It's so cute.
I have to say that for these chocolates, so they're these little. They are coffee beans, so you have to like chocolate and coffee beans. So dark chocolate and coffee beans, and but to pop it, it's just one of those really hard containers, and I'm like, I wish they would develop something different.
Okay, yep, I at them right now, and I did not know they had this chocolate kind. So it says, it has herbal aphrodisiacs and THC. Wow, I look forward to purchasing them soon.
We have to plan out. We're gonna, Canna Queen's going to be rolling through Oklahoma to pick up our new product. So maybe we can stop by. So we'll talk more about that. Yeah, we're working with Josh Loyal for that. So we're going to do some drinks. Yeah, we'll release. So I kind of gave some things away, but we were hoping to have them by this time, but we're thinking, beginning of March.
Okay, well, that's awesome.
Oops, sorry, I'm not good at secrets.
No, you're amazing. We can't wait to see them. We cannot wait.
And
well, looks like I was going to catch up in the comments, so it looked like we're all good on that one.
Yeah. So. Let's see. I want to, there's another, I think there were just some of the cultivars that have linalool and humulene and the caryophyllene, myrcene, G13, cannatonic. So this is from a healthline.com interview where this particular, let me pull his name up so I'm not just plagiarizing him at all. His name is John Ranko. He's a cannabis expert and co-founder of Go Love CBD Naturals, but he kind of goes into some of these cultivars that have some of the terpenes that we were talking about that enhance and elevate our sexual experiences with cannabis. So and I have to say, I have to give a shout out to one of my girlfriends in Denver, and I don't know if her product is specifically for but I love her CBD, Spirit of the Herbs Denver. Look them up for some CBD. They have some awesome bath bombs, other just health self-care products that make you want to make love. But limonene so there was a note of do-si dos and wedding cake having limonene. Everyone remember, it isn't necessarily about the name. We also have to look at the terpene profile, the cannabinoid content when we're talking about some of these cultivars. It's not just a one cultivar fits all as such as life in anything.
Right.
And let's see, what else there were? Linalool, they noted that LA Confidential, which is usually listed as an indica, and an amnesia haze as a sativa. Those are popular strains for the linalool or linalool. However you prefer to say linalool. And so, that was a cool little article. If you want to anyone wants to look that up, healthline.com It says Best Strains for Sex is the title of that article. And the author of that was Adrian Santos Longhurst.
Okay.
Oh man, you know what? I'm also, let me messenger her. I'm gonna send her a messenger. But Canna Queen should be landing any minute.
Yeah, so then it says a few herbs for men as an aphrodisiac as well to combat with erectile dysfunction. Like Keisha was saying, the ashwagandha is great. And I did not know this. So Damiana is actually an amazing herb so when I was living in Georgia, as we all know, Georgia is still a very dry state. They are having a lot of issues with, passing cannabis and legalizing it. A lot of people that have issues with either having felonies or on papers or things like that. I actually used to make Damiana like pre-rolls. So like basically it really didn't give you the psychoactive high, but it really gave you like the euphoric CBD body high. So a lot of people, started incorporating Damiana into like, little tobacco roll-ups and stuff like that. Then as I learned more and got into, herbal remedies and started doing courses in regards to herbs, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. But I did not know that it could be used to help men, to be aroused. And something called horny goat weed. So literally horny goat weed, WED. So and they actually sell this, we have a huge herb shop here in St. Louis, and I've seen this before and never really thought to, think that it would be beneficial in this type of way. That's funny. Horny goat weed. That's great.
Can you imagine that combined with a golden goat blunt and a little CBD massage oil to get things going?
Exactly. And then you play on it, just call it horny goat, that's
horny goat
great.
remedy.
Yes.
Foria also makes the vaginal suppositories that help with in times of menstruation for cramps and relief that way. But I think that they again increasing sensitivity and heightened sensation when you're not using it for pain, then there's always kind of a fun aspect there. If we're talking about different methods of arousal and use.
Yeah, and I also I was going to ask Keisha if fenugreek was one, because I know
mute these people. Sorry, I can't mute. I don't know how to do that to like.
No, you're fine.
So sorry about the lovely people.
No, you're fine.
We are talking sex day today, so
they'll be okay. But yeah, so like with fenugreek, because like for women, that are breastfeeding, they tell you to intake fenugreek capsules in order to continue your milk flow. Excuse me. So I thought that was definitely amazing to see that you can also men can use fenugreek to help with their bloodstream, for their phallus. So I think that they have a lot of pivotal information to take from this show. Like if you're thinking about consuming cannabis before you go to the bedroom, it's like it's a thumbs up for us. It doesn't sound like it's obviously, like you said in the myths, is going to do any of those things. It just seems to be what some people are just saying, so.
Yeah, I think it just goes along with, again, demonizing the plant and what the benefits of it really. And, when we talk about these other herbs that increase, all these things and desire and, help with, add cannabis into that as an herb and plant medicine. Why it's separated, because of it, that yes, it's psychoactive capability, but so are, again, other plants, and can be used in moderation to be healthy and beneficial. So I know you have to get going, so if you want to, if you hang on as long as you can, but if you have to step away, I appreciate you, and throw your socials at us again, so people can find you for more education. Definitely for your events in the St. Louis area, we'll always be sharing those, and showing up when we can as well. So yeah, everyone
Yes.
follow and like, please.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much as always. It's such a pleasure to be on here with you ladies. I wish Kenna Queen was on today, but we'll definitely be catching up. So you can find me on Instagram, queen_of_terpenes. I am on Facebook, Marnay Madison, and definitely follow us, the organization, Exit Now. We're doing some amazing things in the community for those of us who have been wrong inside the justice system when it comes to being someone that had the cannabis plant on them and different citations. So we're advocating, for people in particular in that space. So anytime that we can, come together as a community in Missouri and other, appreciate.
Oh, you're frozen, and I hope you can hear me, and I want to promote your expungement event, so we'll get that on there. And oh, is it me? I hope it's not me, but you're frozen, and what do I do? What do? Pop me a message if you can hear me, and if not, then I love you. Can someone check in with me and let me know if you can still hear me? Snooks, you there? Thank you, Dawn. Can you hear me okay? Is it just Marnay that's frozen? Awesome. So she had to go. Oh my gosh, thanks everyone for hanging in. I'm gonna do our tune into some of our sponsors here messages, since I didn't do that earlier. And hopefully Miss Canna Queen will be joining us here in just a few. So thanks everybody for jumping into the comments. I honestly, I couldn't I couldn't read them while we were all chatting, but I do now. Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. Kelly, next, Walters, Dawn, and my cuz there is always Fukuli, and Schnooks. Thank you so much. I was puffing away in honor of Canna Queen today on a King Palm. I'm here in Kauai for those that didn't get to hear that earlier. I had a great opportunity to come cat sit. I don't know, can you see her in the background? Let's see if I move. That is Miss Charlie Cat, and I used to take care of her when they lived in Colorado, and they needed me, so I was able to come. The universe just kind of worked it out, and so King Palm, getting to light up some of those here. They have a medical program, and if you apply in time, then you can actually, as a medical card holder from other states, you can apply with the Hawaii Health Department and start that 30 days in advance. So as soon as you know you're going, get it done if you plan on consuming while you're here. So with that, KPTCCP Feb 15, that's tomorrow. So there will be a new code. Just tune into us through our Discord or email us if you want to join us on your Discord. I don't have the capability to do that. and Queen won't have the capability to do that until she gets back later. So email us if you want to join us in our Discord, and we're usually there in the mornings. We're going to be getting back into a workflow. We've got a lot of big things happening again. If you tuned in, I kind of gave that away. Sorry. But we're getting ready for some big releases of some things. So let's see. Let me throw this up here. You know us, Cannabis Closet 420 at gmail.com. To get to all of our platforms, go to solo.to/cannabis closet 420, and that'll kind of link you to everything we've got. And let's see, next, for all your cannabis consulting needs, CQ LLC, Cannabis Consulting, we are here for you for everything from front of the house, back of the house, customer service, growing, licensing, and most importantly, we are now approved as a licensed educator in the state of Colorado to do the vendor training. So if you are handling the plant as a the delivery service or hospitality, you will be required to take this course. CQ-LLC offers it. You can go to CQ-LLC.com to find more information. All ways to book those courses. So online, Zoom, we're getting prepared for that Zoom platform. And then also just through presentations online as well. So check out the website and get educated. You can also, as a cannabis badged employee, take this. It is recommended, even though it's not required for those that work in the dispensaries at this time. It does help with the mitigating factors if you are ever in administrative distress. So again, contact us for any of your consulting needs. Follow us with in our other places. Again, Facebook, find us, Instagram. We're trying to build up our Instagram to do a little gift away. I guess you're not allowed to say certain things online. You get flagged, you get shadow banned, and all that crap. So I feel like we have to be all like, we have to use all these different words other than saying what we really mean, which is annoying. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. The St. Louis Expungement Clinic with Exit Now, that is February 27th. Find us on Facebook. We'll be sharing that information, and the links there as well. I'm missing some comments. Oh, she doesn't have a strong signal. Okay. Well, you are here in spirit again. I smoked a King Palm for you. We love you. We missed you today. Tune in Wednesday for Work Wednesday. She's going to be holding down the fort for that one. I'm going to try and tune in from a beach. So supposedly there's one that I can get a good signal, a good cocktail, and pretty much these beaches are empty. Like, I feel like it's amazing. And so happy to be here. Thank you, everybody. I think then I'll go ahead and wrap it up since Canna Queen cannot join us today. Again, always here in spirit. If I missed anything, I think I followed the show notes. Wednesday, Work Wednesday. Canna Queen's going to be on with good friend Chan, and hopefully Keisha will be able to pop back in, and who knows, maybe one of our other lovely queens can also jump in and just talk more about what happens after the sex happens and the babies are starting to make their way. Women's reproduction health. You're going to hear us talk about this a lot because it's important. We believe, obviously being women, that we need to educate more. That's always what we're looking for. So let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wednesday, 4:20 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Every Monday as well for a session. We'll be back later. We'll let you know our topics. So love you guys. Thanks so much. Be kind to yourself, cultivate love, and as always, stay lifted. Oh,